Yeah, yeah. Lock the door on him. Lock the door on him. Hood postman. Hood postman. Reporting live. Reporting live. This the hood postman, come and check the program. You ain't from the streets, this is something you should know, man. Running from police, got a grip the whip with both hands. Speeding down the interstate, please do not approach him. 40s in the fridge, got the caddy in the driveway. Get all out of my face, I don't wanna violate. Looked up in the mirror and I told myself, why wait? We took this shit worldwide, you only in 5 states. Came from the 4 corners with my 4 quarters. Showed them the style, then they stole on us. Times got wild, then they told on us. Dog, it was hard, but we had to keep it rolling. You ain't gotta ask, you know where to find me. I be in the back streets where it get grimy. It's just me and Mel, Rennie looking bride D. I be going hard till I'm in the 5 C's.
So who I'm here with today?
Big Johnny Ray.
Big Johnny Ray. From
East
where?
Side.
East Side. So Johnny Ray, tell me about the San Pedro boys. I want to get into that.
Well, this is what happened. First, I used to run this laundromat right 102nd San Pedro, right? I used to do the laundromat, clean it up at night.
What year was that, Johnny Ray?
1972.
72.
And we would meet right there at the laundromat. As I closed it up at night, we saw ourselves at the San Pedro boys, San Pedro Crips. And then come along Q102.
Okay, so we hopping with San Pedro. How did Q even get that name, the Q102?
Well, the Q102 come from a radio station.
That's what I was thinking.
It did. KJLA. Mm-hmm.
102.
So what was so popular about the Q102 that you guys just liked that name to put it on the set?
Well, we was 102nd. That's 102 Street, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we went Q102 Town Avenue. We drove on 102nd and Town Avenue right there. And we became so populated so quick, overnight. Overnight. It was so many of us overnight, man.
When you say so many of us, what do you mean by that?
Bodies. Male bodies and female bodies.
We had Cripplets, Crips, everybody, we partied. We were just one city. And the cool thing about being on the East Side Crip, we would go on the West Side and, party with the West Side Crips, Compton, Grape Street, Rush, we were just cripping, you know what I mean? And we wasn't, we wasn't doing what they doing now.
This shit fell apart.
So, Johnny Ray, who made the song Cripp Dog?
Well, Al Johnson produced it. That was the producer, Al Johnson. I can't remember who made it, but I know he had to do with it. He had to come and ask us, could they make this on the Q102s? They had to come and ask us, could they make that song? And the song took off as a hit. It took off. KJ radio station
K-Day
would play it all the time.
Okay. Wow, that's amazing. So coming back, how did you get the name Johnny Ray? Is that your real name?
That's my real old country name.
Johnny Ray.
Back from the dirty South.
So I always do this. When I find people that went by their name, they always seem to be the most daring, the most audacious. In other words, they were surprisingly bold and took risks when it came to whatever, the Crippin' was about, or whether it was Crippin' or Paru. People that carried that whole name, they was a little more dangerous than the rest.
Well, it's funny you said that. I got a little homie. He's a regular dude first, right? So they wanted to put him on Q102 one day, right? They all had him surrounded.
Uh-huh.
So I said, what y'all gonna do with him, man? We finna put cuz on. So no, hell no. He gonna walk on. I was in control then. He said he could walk on. So about a week later, he said, hey, can I be little Johnny Ray? I said, yeah, whatever, man, yeah. That's the worst thing I made in my damn life. This little guy was something else. Every time they put me over, they handcuffed me. So once you at so-and-so night, blah, 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 blah. I said,
man.
They said, he ain't the one that shot this man. He was light-skinned.
So little Johnny Ray was worse than Big Johnny Ray.
Man. Yes, he was.
So what was it? How old was little Johnny Ray?
At the time, he was about 17. But what I did was, my ID had Johnny Ray Thomas on it, right? My license and my ID. So many times you get handcuffed, put back in the police car, I go down to DMV until I lost my ID, I lost my license. Put my name just Johnny Thomas. Lead the Ray out. Because they see Johnny Ray, they handcuff me. Every time. I said, I can't do this shit no more.
And
right
at
here.
that time, what, it was 108th?
108th, yes. Southeast.
Yeah. So I want to ask you, were there two different east sides? Because seemed like you guys was on one side of the east side and Raymond then was on the other. How do you guys explain that?
Well, Raymond was down by Fremont.
Down by Fremont. See,
That's still east side.
Yeah, yes. But they on the Raymond then was on the north side of Manchester.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like over in the 80s, 70s, or
79th.
79th in that area. Now, as for us, we on this side, literally on this side of Century. You know, really. So, you know, on the east side. So we both on the east side. Anything on this side of Maine, it's on the east side of Maine, you know, considered the east side. We just got, you know, southeast side.
Cross Main is west.
Do what?
Cross Main is west.
Cross Main is west. So, you know, we've been, this is it right here, the east side. You can't beat it, man.
So what was Mac Thomas? They say Mac Thomas came off 103rd in Avalon.
Stanford.
Stanford.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time, what year was that? When you first met Mac Thomas?
I met Mac like, let me see, 72. About 72. You know, here's how I met Mac. One night, the Crystal came out, right? My mother went and bought us some H Deuce and some waistline leather coats. So he go to the party on 103rd in San Pedro. Me and Brother Fall, we walking through the alley, go to the party. So the one guy said, where y'all going? I was like, he got about 20 guys over this brick wall. He took our hats, he took our waistlines. Now, we got the coats back. Cause my brother went to school with Ricky Silence, which was ran with Mac Thomas now. We got the coats back. We didn't get the hat back. I said, Fro, we can't beat them. Join them. Can't whip these dudes, man.
So who was Frog?
My brother.
The brother.
Your brother was Frog. And Frog had a close relationship with Mad Dog.
Yeah, that's his boy.
That's his boy.
That's his boy.
So talk to me about Mad Dog. What was Mad? Because some people try to say Mad Dog was a bully.
No,
That's
he wasn't.
bullshit.
He wasn't no bully.
That's
wasn't
bullshit, man. Mac.
I mean, by looking at him, he want to intimidate you.
Yeah.
He's so big. But he wasn't no bully.
But it's cool, that motherfucker.
Yeah.
What were some of the things Mad Dog would say?
Nigga, things, stuff, things. This is Mad Dog.
Yeah.
If it's another Mad Dog, he's a phony. I'll meet him in the alley and bust him in his booty.
Yeah.
Mad Dog from the east side, nigga. What? Correct.
And his brother was Moto, right?
Anthony Clark.
Anthony Clark.
What was Moto like?
Player dude. Player.
I don't know, January. Only one time when we was going to a Cripp meeting. One Sunday, man, we was all on our bikes. We was going to River Rogers Park. We all running down 103rd Street. Moto on the motherfucking bicycle, man, with a motherfucking 45, man. So I'm like, let's go, y'all. We Crips, man, running down the motherfucking.
Moto was something else.
And we tore up Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
Man, that motherfucker took everything.
So there's a bit of history on, what is that, on 108th? In the sidewalk, I seen Isaacs, I seen Lil Roosevelt, I seen Mad Bull, I seen Mad Dog, I seen Moto, I seen Ricky Silas, I seen also Marcellus Robinson, Marcellus, and I seen Mac Thomas' name. Are you guys familiar with that sidewalk over there? It was off of 108th in Avalon.
Where the hamburger stand was at?
By the store right there?
No, Johnny, by the hamburger stand. Right down there.
That's San Pedro. It's San Pedro.
Okay, yeah, maybe so. Yeah, the history is right there. Where I guess that's where Mad Dog and Moto's mom used to live over there in front of an apartment building.
I can't remember, but they stayed over there a lot.
So, who had the most impact on you guys as far as your Cripp and how you grabbed it? You know, because you talked the story about the time when Mac Thomas met y'all in the alley going to the party. But who had the biggest impact on you, Johnny?
Mad Dog and Mad Bull.
Mad Bull had it on me.
Yeah.
Talk to me about Mad Bull.
Well, he used to have them Cripp meetings, right?
Hey, no.
He had them Cripp meetings. He'd say, I got big guns. We got big. His eyes get so big, right? I got big guns. Kill a motherfucker. I went there, he shot Moto one day. Moto wanted to get some insurance money, right? He told Moto, he said, motherfucker, he told Mad Boy, shoot me, man, shoot me. He pulled his skin out, and Mad Boy shot him in the side. He was the king and got paid. He sued somebody, some kind of insurance company.
Wait a minute. You mean this man came up with that? He took all that pain just so he could file a lawsuit.
And got paid.
Wow, that's interesting. What were some of the other things you guys did? If you could reflect on any stories that might help, serve as a backdrop to what you guys really were about.
Honestly, man, we were just all about protecting our neighborhood, protecting our community, man. We had other people come our neighborhood, doing all kind of bullshit.
And then at the end, it come from gang banging to dope slinging.
That part.
Yeah, it came.
See, when I became like 18, my daddy got me a job out there with him at Barracks. So I worked out there for like 3 years until a white boy called me a nigga and I knocked him out. Then when I came back to the hood, it was a dope game now, the game done changed. The brothers wasn't doing too much gang banging. They were selling that cocaine and selling that water and shit. And shit got to moving. Then the game changed, brothers started, I started seeing OGs, man, fall to the wayside, even me, a lot of us, a lot of the brothers, man, got caught up in that bullshit with that dope thing. We wasn't ready for it. We thought we was having fun, having a party and whatever, just doing what we do. And found out, man, this shit was worse than what it was, So that's another thing when I say that, because I was a part of that, selling drugs and all that kind of shit, like Rick and all the rest of the cats, and then you get caught up in that bullshit. Now I see what we did to our community, to our people. Right now, just like what we did with Mad Dog and Moto and everybody, man, doing that gang banging shit. What we did was, man, we started something, man, 50 years ago, man, that's all right the motherfucking day, man. That's goofy, man, We got kids, still on sets and shit. We got motherfuckers, still doing the Cripp one things, still doing the Mansfield, whatever gang they from,
It's crazy. This shit is nationwide, man. When was the pen in North Carolina?
Yeah,
it's all everywhere. Everywhere. Everywhere.
And what it did, man, it backfired, it hurt us, man. If I can turn back the time right now, man, I would never, ever do the bullshit we was doing. Gang bang, I was stupid, I was dumb, I was a follower, I couldn't think for myself, and I was doing what I thought was cool. And all the time, that shit was cool. And I hope that through what y'all hearing with me and Johnny Ray, that somebody would listen, that somebody would get a message from this shit, that shit ain't cool, man. What's cool is, man, getting educated, loving God, having a family, moving on. All the bullshit we was doing, man, that shit took us away from our family.
I lost 3 sons.
John Ray lost 3 sons.
3 sons behind this gangbanging shit. I lost 3. My oldest son, my second son, and like my 8th son. All them friends killed them.
Look how many families broke up.
So you guys been severely impacted by the violence that you once initiated. So, I mean, I know it must be difficult to reconcile with that, to try to put an understanding of what did I create and how do I turn it back?
Ain't no turning back.
There ain't no turning back?
Ain't no turning back.
That's a good question, Doctor.
Ain't no turning. I can't see it. I can see it.
Because
it's still escalating right today. You go to the movies or something, it's like, man, that nigga stayed on this side of town. He shot at me. He shot at my car. They won't let it go.
But but that's that's a whole other thing now. Okay, see, now I'm gonna share something with you. There's a thing out here now called peer pressure. Blah 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 blah. Okay, but the thing is, somebody's at that gate trying to get away out of that bullshit. You got many people just got caught up in it, Johnny Man. We didn't plan to do this shit. We didn't plan what's going on now. This shit just happened as we was in the hood doing what we do. Now all of a sudden, man, we the Crips. Now all of a sudden, man, Mad Dog is a bully. And all of a sudden, you know, Nose is this, Johnny Ray is that. You know, everybody put a label on us and stuff, all because we stand down, ain't being no punks, ain't nobody run over us and all that kind of bullshit. And we ain't part of it. You know what it is, man. Y'all do y'all time.
Man, we gonna go ahead and lock the door, and we gonna come back.
Okay.
We'll lock the door.
Perfect grind all the time, baby.
Yeah. Cali Miners, baby. Proof of grind all the time. Music money. Got a dollar sign. Hub City. I'm a street nigga. Streets fuck with me. I'ma keep pushing products till the bands get me. It's guap off top.